Hello, it's Al here from the Rider Firm, and today I'm going to show you how to strip your hubs on your Aero light disc, 30 carbon Aero disc and 50 carbon Aero disc. In this video I'm going to show you how to swap between all the different axle standards that we have on offer, and also how to swap to a different Freehub body. Tool wise, you don't need an awful lot to strip down these hubs. Let's run through what you're going to need. You're going to need a pair of 17mm cone spanners, a pair of 5mm Allen keys, some light grease, and finally some rags or some paper towel. In addition to the tools, you're going to need the parts that you're swapping out. So if you're changing to a different axle standard on the rear, then you'll need new axles. So we've got everything covered: 12mm bolt through, 10mm bolt through, QR. On the front we've got 9mm bolt through, 12mm bolt through, QR, and also Freehub bodies. We've got Campag, we've got Shimano on the wheel already, we've got XD and XDR all covered in these wheels. So first up, we're going to swap the adapters in the front hub. So this is an Aero light disc. As I said, it's the same hub as on the 30 carbon Aero disc and the 50 carbon Aero disc. You need to remove the lock ring for the disc if that's fitted, and it's super simple doing the swap. You'll see that the adapters are slightly different lengths. The longer one goes on the disc side because it's deeper, and all we're doing, we're pulling the adapter free and fitting a new one. So that was a 12mm bolt through coming off and a QR going in place. Repeat for the other side and you're all done. This time we're going to be working on the rear hub. It's still a simple procedure. First of all, remove the lock ring if it's fitted. We have the 12mm axle installed here, which has spanner flats on either end. You take your 17mm cone spanners, then we can loosen the end cap from the axle. Once it's loose, just spin it off by hand. And then we can remove the axle and the Freehub body from the hub shell, like so. So with the axle and Freehub body out of the hub shell, then we can swap over to whatever axle and Freehub body standard we wish. So let's say we want to do a QR XDR, then that is easily done. The Freehub body should just pull free from the axle, shouldn't need any tools. You'll note that there's a spacer which sits in the back of the Freehub body. It's important that every Freehub body that we fit to these wheels has that spacer. So we'll put the Shimano one to the side. We'll get our XDR Freehub body and our QR axle. Make sure you have that spacer, and then we're fitting that XDR body onto the quick release axle. When you refit your axle and Freehub body, you'll make sure that there's some light coating of grease on the pawls and the O-ring. And it's a simple case of pushing it into the hub shell, like so. Once it's in there, we can fit our non-drive side end cap. Spin this on by hand. And use your two 5mm Allen keys to fully tighten it. So we take our quick release axle and our XDR body, You'll note that there's a small top hat spacer that sits in the back of the Freehub body. That's the same for all the Freehub bodies with this hub design. So the axle simply pushes through the Freehub body. Might need a little tap. And then that is ready to go into the hub shell. Fitting the axle and Freehub body into the hub is really easy. Just make sure you've got a light coating of light grease on the pawls and the O-ring that helps to seal the Freehub body. Then when you're ready, insert the axle and the Freehub body into the hub shell, like so. And with that in place, we can screw our end cap onto the axle by hand. Do the final tightening with your two 5mm Allen keys to make sure that everything's secure. That's your rear hub converted. With our SRAM XDR Freehub bodies, you'll see that there is a spacer included, which means that you can run regular mountain bike cassettes on these Freehub bodies if you wished. If you're running a 12-speed road, then you need to remove the spacer. If you're fitting a Campagnolo Freehub body to this hub, then it will come with this seal, be included, and this just needs to be pressed into the Freehub body before you fit it. The concave side faces down, and then this little lip on the seal should be facing up. And you just press that into the Freehub body with your thumbs prior to fitting. So that's it. Now you've made your conversion, just make sure everything's working as it should. The axle should spin nice and smoothly, and the Freehub body should engage as it should. And that's it. All ready to go out and hit the road. Thanks for watching.